guys, welcome to BoardGameGeek TV. I'm Jess Dammers and I am here with Alfredo.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yes, and we're talking about
Aquileia.
Aquileia. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, this game won a contest previous year in Venice because there is a company called Studio Giochi that groups authors and agents of gaming. We keep a contest every 2 years in Italy, and this one won the last one. And not all we won, but got its way to publication with 999 and Zoc Games for the international and German version. This game is a gamer's game. Worker placement, I'm not kidding, because there are many strategies to win. You have different areas. First you go around the table placing your men in all the possible spaces, because maybe you want to collect some money, some slaves, and then people will fight in the arena or race at the stadium. And then you have also something to gain from the theater. And buildings. Buildings are quite important because they're the biggest source of victory point. You want to build things, and to do that you need to have the money, either copper coins or silver ones or gold, and you want to have slaves too. All of this is to win, and there is multiple strategy, as I said. One tricky thing about this game is that money is not you cannot exchange the most valuable thing for less valuable. You have to always have the exact match. So if I need 2 gold, I can say, okay, I have a ton of silver for that. No, you need that 2 gold, and if you don't have that, then you cannot substitute for anything. And also, in some other parts, you need the money to have your men work for you, but somebody else can go there to steal it from you. So maybe you won't have it again, and you have to try to find a way to get it before that comes. The game is also has some fighting going, because in some area you confrontate with the other players and you roll the dice to see who gets some points. Then you would use horse cards or weapon cards to affect the outcome of those areas and try to gain more than the others. Some of the scoring is a little bit tricky, because normally when you have buildings you think, hey, I am to count those points at the end of the game. No, that's not the way here. You need to have building and cards. So if I am the one that heavily thinks about building the yellow ones, because they are a good source of victory point, then I need also to get the yellow card, because if I don't have anyone at the end of the game, this is a net 0. If I have 2, then is 6 plus 6 plus 5, so 17 times 2, 34 points. That's it. These buildings are a little bit different, because instead of having a leverage on cards at the end of the game, I try to leverage out their value, either money or points, during the game by going to the port. These are in fact the shops and banks. I send my liberty, the ancient freed slaves from ancient Rome, to work for me, and they activate my buildings to net me out some more money and points. So I have to try to optimize between some tactical choice about what spaces I have left and some long-term strategies. The most clever win.
So do you want...
It was a little bit fast, I know. That's what,
that was really fast.
Well, they listened me to convey ideas of games, so that is the idea of the game. Now we can go in details if you want to.
Let's back up a little bit. How many players is it?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. And how
Yes.
quickly does it play?
Huh?
Or how long does it play, I should say?
Oh, it is going to be 1 hour and a half. It scales up with more players, so I should think that is more near 1 hour with 3 players, and you go for the long run, so 1 hour and a half or something more with 5. It will take something like 15 minutes to go through the rules for playing, because there are some small rules to explain about placement and some rules about the confrontation areas. But once you get through them and the first round, one thing I found explaining the game is that the icons are pretty good, so they don't need any rule lawyer anymore. Even in a new group of all group players, no one has read the rules, I explain the game to them. They play for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they get through 1 round and the resolution, then they're good to go for the whole game. And that's important when you're going to explain that.
So why don't you show us a typical, like once you've already started a round?
You mean a typical start? Well,
like a turn.
Yeah, we all start with 5 pawns.
Right.
And we have to place all of them, and also our tiebreaker counter during the game. You get some starting money, and you simply start out all equal, about all equal. However, there is some difference because you will have the starting position maybe. So your move could be anyone. Some moves at the beginning make more sense than the rest. In fact, you don't gain anything from going there straightly because first you need to build those buildings. The typical starting move could be gaining something. The first game I played in this version, I went for a good opening, in my opinion, and they let the other players, they let me do, which was grabbing this. This means buying slaves. However, with this position, you buy them at a higher cost than this one, but you buy more. You have something like you have 6 turns, you have 5 pawns per turn, so it's going to be 30 moves in the long run. So you have to try to leverage the most out of them. Having just 1 silver, the second thing I did was go there so I could exchange some of my gold for more silver. So I did like this in the resolution phase.
You have to go all the way over here to exchange.
Yes, and you also gain some victory points. Then I could buy 2 slaves. I bought them. Also, I had the luck to bring my man to the arena and I won. Because the 2 slaves helped me to win the arena. I netted out some more victory points. Then I went for the last position. I was lucky to be 3rd, so I gained some more gold, and I was building something.
So you get
this
to
was
place
a very
all
strong,
your
good opening.
right
Yeah,
away.
I placed all my worker. I was lucky to win the arena and get the 3rd position here. While the other players, some of them were trying to go for more buildings, some of them were trying to squandering the resource around. One important thing is to have a plan. You have to adapt, but you also need to have a plan. I wanted to do this move because I want to leverage my man to be able to buy this thing twice. Would mean just, I know that copper is cheaper, but it's 2 men to go twice there in 2 rounds. With this one, I think I saved 1 more man in the following round, so I could do more things. It's different because sometimes lucks get also involved because you have to roll the dice to win this contest. Because here, if there are people, more people, just not one. If you are alone, you win easily, I know. But if there is 2 people in the arena, then you have to fight each other. So this one starts with a 1 value, this one is 2 plus 1, 3. And then you have to roll the dice looking for copper as a score. So in this case, I rolled +1, maybe the green gets something more, then you have to play the cards. Another important thing in this game is that being the starting player gives you more choice where you place your man, but there's a very bad things in there. Because you go play cards just 1 around the table, so you have play, if you are before me, you play all your cards before me, so I will see where you will be standing when I'm running up. So I could already know if I can pass you or not.
Oh.
But there is still the luck factor in the end, because you can grab these dice to an important placement, and this come after all. So they could affect this a little bit. Okay. So being first is an advantage, but also some disadvantage.
Right.
It's a gamey games. I don't know what you call it. The line is the worker placement, like Kalus or Master Leonardo or whatever,
right.
And you have to try to put some gray matter in what you do.
Okay, and so the different areas, obviously there's the arena here.
Yes, it's the marketplace, Mercatus, for marketplace. Also, they get resolved following the Roman numerals. So this one is first, arena is second, the stadium is third. Theater, this one is an auction for a card that could be important for scoring these buildings.
Okay.
Is going to be 4th. Then you get the chance to build something in the forum, 5th. And then the port, the haven, number 6. So you can also already build something and score them in the same round, because this part activate all this building. While those are tied to the colored cards, these are tied to this section.
Okay.
Right now, Spielregeln, regolamento del gioco, and rulebook. So sorry for those that speak just French or Dutch. We're working on that.
But it's in English and...
Yeah, it's in English, so...
Very cool.
Wide
where can we pick this up for... Because it's here at the fair for how much?
Yes. Oh, I don't know that. Sorry, I don't know that. I think it's going to be $30, but I'm not sure.
30 euros here?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, or something less for massive fair, but should go about that range. Okay. But I'm not sure, so I won't put my hand on that. I don't want to hand up as Muzio Scevola.
And real quick, who's this?
This is the starting player pawn. So if it's yours, it's the starting player, and it moves around if you take the first play on the tiebreaker line.
Okay.
That's it.
It's up to how many?
5.
Five. Yeah, 3 to 5. That's right. And
3
it
to
plays
5.
in an hour and a half, about?
Yes, about an hour.
Oh,
Something more if you play with EV analysts, EV thinker.
all right. Well, great. Thank you very
Thanks
much
to
for
you.
showing this to us.
I was a little bit too fast in the beginning, I
I was
think.
like, wait, what?